Malcolm, I think I might do some of the housekeeping beforehand.
Okay.
Uh,
And then
before.
edit it in at the end?
No. Do it like after. Oh no, that's not gonna work out. It can't work out. I just want people to be aware of Nadia's art stuff and Jensen's music stuff now. And I'm kind of doing it right now.
Talking about Nadia Diaz?
Yeah,
and her great art that she
her
does on at Nadia
at Arthead
at
Creations on
Arthead
Instagram.
Creations on Instagram.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that one.
the link should be in the description, right, Shannon? You can put it there, right?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah.
Not
And then
Jensen. What is he?
Jensen's. Well, do you listen to his song sometimes?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Knocking on doors for his musical tea
I
time.
really like Knocking on Doors for Tea Time, his musical.
You can find
it's still
it
a work
anywhere.
in progress. When it comes out, I'm sure it'll be great. It's on
Yeah.
like Spotify and iTunes and Amazon Music. It's also in the description, right?
Yeah. And then Malcolm, we have an email. You know that, right?
Oh, we do?
Yeah, it's waiting 4 seconds, like the number 4.
Like the number 4?
Yeah, waiting the number 4 seconds at gmail.com.
Wow, that's crazy.
So
people can send us a bunch of shit with that, right? If they wanted to.
Yeah. That's crazy. We should check it sometime.
Crazy. Yeah, we should.
Well.
Anyway,
and now the intro.
This is Waiting for Seconds, the interview podcast where we meet people and ask them who they are and why they are. I'm Malcolm Outkelt, and I'm here with Shannon Miller.
Hello.
Are you gonna say anything? Okay.
No. Usually you bully me for mispronouncing your name, but
yeah, it is pretty funny doing that, though, isn't it?
Outkelt.
And today we'll be talking with Ash. Go ahead and introduce yourself, please.
Hi everyone, my name's Ash. I'm 22. I was born and raised in Oregon. I currently work at Dutch Bros and I have 3 cats.
Tell us about your kitties. Now.
That's
the sound of the gun being pointed at you.
Okay. Calm down. I'll do it. My first cat, she's like a year and a half old. Her name is Petya, and it's a Russian name. And she is a gray tabby cat, and she has the biggest personality I've ever known. That's just the nice way of me saying that she's kind of a bitch and really mean. But she loves me, her mother. She hates everyone else. My second cat is a tuxedo cat. She's a year old, and her name is Valentino, and she kind of just likes to sleep and eat food. She's really chunky. Yeah. And then my newest cat is like 3 months old. Her name is Tala, which is a Filipino name. It translates to the brightest star. And she's a black and white cat full of a lot of energy who just loves to run around and play and take naps.
That sounds like a 3-month-old cat.
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and start with a hardball question. Which one's the best?
What? Oh. You're talking about the cats. I thought you were talking about our questions.
Which one's the best? Okay, so right now that's really hard.
She has to play favoritism as a mother.
Yeah. They all have their moments, but the one who currently gives me the most affection is the kitten. So I'm gonna have to say the kitten right now.
All right.
Nice.
I'm gonna message the other two and tell them that you said that.
Oh my god, don't tell them. Actually, honestly, if you gave the tuxedo cat food, she honestly wouldn't care.
That's wild. She just does her own thing.
Yeah, she really does.
Those are very good names.
Vibing. Yeah. Although I swear my tuxedo cat Valentino, she has like 0 brain cells. There's like no thoughts behind her eyes. She just kind of is there and vibes, eats food.
That is.
I've seen her run straight into my back door and a wall before.
The
So
fool.
She's got
I will-
crackhead energy.
I worry for her.
Where to go from here? So,
How'd you meet?
oh shit, yeah, that's right. So I think I've mentioned before that I used to work at a place called Sunset Lake. I did 2 years there. It was the year before my senior year, and the summer after my senior year. Well, and I met Ash through basically there because they showed up to volunteer for a week, and then you got hired basically for the rest of the summer. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the following year, she was just hired on, and then we got to basically hang out because the staff are fun friends. We all have our icks and stuff, but Ash and
Shannon was
I,
one of the cool ones.
I'm a cool guy. Malcolm, you hear that? Ash thinks I'm cool.
Damn. Ah. Fuck.
Fuck.
I can't believe it. You're not supposed to be cool.
No.
Yeah.
No, generally I try not to be, but
Well,
somebody does think I'm cool. Well,
I'm happy you managed it.
hey, Malcolm.
Yeah.
I think you're cool.
You're wrong.
Oh. But basically, that's how I know Ash. I've kind of kept in touch, just here and there. Not that well, though. That's for sure. But she's here to get to know, or we're here to get to know her on our podcast. This one
Right now.
right now. But maybe just to start off, oh shoot. I
Are
don't.
you alright, bud?
I'm breaking.
Is this saying it or is this getting cut out now?
Nah, it's gonna be saying it because it's funny.
This is very funny.
Maybe because of our connection with Sunset Lake, are you spiritual in any way, or were you, and then maybe you've changed, or I don't know.
Yeah, so when I was adopted when I was 5, the family I was adopted by was very spiritual. And so I was kind of raised in that belief, and I really did believe that way for a long time in Seventh-day Adventism and stuff like that. And then after I was kicked out when I was 19, the people I lived with and the place I lived at was Seventh-day Adventist as well, and that was I struggled with my faith and I thought it made me stronger. But within the past year and a half, I've been through some really big life struggles. So I think I don't exactly know what I believe. I believe that there's a higher being. I believe that I have my own spirituality and there's something out there, probably.
Hmm.
And that a lot of times faith is used as a tool for comfort. And so I'd like to believe there's something out there, whether it's a God, but there's also a lot of things that Christians in general do or the church in general does that I don't necessarily want to be associated with.
Mm.
So I also believe in karma and I believe in there's like other ways of viewing things that aren't just like God alone. Cause like I feel like a lot of times energy we give out is energy we get back. And that it plays a big part in everything we do, whether it's, how we act or talk to other people, and that it's not just religion. So, yeah. that's where I'm at currently.
So maybe to understand your spirituality a little bit more, what steps did it take to come to the opinion you have now?
So I've struggled a lot with mental health issues. And I've had so many people tell me, oh, you just need to pray more. You need to go to church more. You need to have a better relationship with God and you'll have a better mental health. And for someone who is a tryhard, like I tried that route for so long and it wasn't working. And then doing all of that and then not being able to afford college and being kicked out and all of these things happening right after one another, it just kind of made me lose my faith, not only a little bit in religion, but in the people of the church as well.
Honestly, that's fair. Honestly, say I can't blame you.
Were there any specific incidents, like a specific moment that led you to leave?
Well, there's a couple, and like I said, I had someone when I was going through really bad depression after I was kicked out tell me that, oh, you don't need therapy, you need Jesus. And to have one of my only positive authority figures in my life at that time say that to me was damaging in more than one way. And to see that a lot of people of the church held that same point of view, it really hurt. Or even the fact that, like, when I moved down to Salem, I tried going to a couple churches, but me being young, and then the fact that, like, I'm a female with short hair that is colorful, like it's dyed bright colors. I get so many nasty looks. People wouldn't even greet me walking into the church, say hello, or they would just look at me weirdly, give me a side eye, and then act like I don't exist. That made me genuinely not want to be there. And so they're not the kind of people I necessarily want to associate with. And I'm not saying everyone in church is bad. I have so many people I hold close to my heart that still go to church, or there's still some church families that I don't mind going to because it feels like a safe place still. And I don't feel like I'm going to be judged because of it. But yeah, those moments have really put a damper on a lot of things.
I can understand that. I think in the past couple of years, I've definitely stepped away from institutionalization of religion, where I just have my own personal relationship with God. And so to see that from a different perspective of, it wasn't the church that pushed me away, but for you it was, and the people in the church pushed you away.
Yeah.
It's something I see a lot happening if you don't conform to a certain way of thinking.
Yeah, exactly. Especially because the people I grew up with, they were very praised in the church. People thought they were great, but they didn't know what happened behind closed doors kind of situation. And so they wouldn't believe me. Or the fact that my younger sister is gay. And so a lot of people are like, oh, that's a sin. So that doesn't help, and things like that. So it's just all of those factors in my life slowly led the church itself to push me out of. And it's, I don't know, institutionalized religion has not been my thing for a while because of it, but I still hold my own beliefs. And I love learning about other people's personal spiritual beliefs as well and other religions.
Can you expand a little bit more about what your personal beliefs are?
Yeah. So my personal beliefs are very vague because I am also very confused and not sure.
That's fair.
Fair. Uh-huh.
Because of the fact that I grew up believing there's like one God and stuff, there's that, right? But I'm like, what if I'm wrong? What if Buddhism is the real way to go? Or, things like that. And I think just like different ideas of like reincarnation or something like that, I wouldn't be necessarily opposed to them. So when it comes to things like that, I stand on basic beliefs like just treat everyone with kindness, put out the energy you want to receive back and things like that. But I also believe that I shouldn't necessarily like let people walk all over me.
Mm.
And I feel like sometimes with Christianity, because of like um if they slap your cheek, or if they slap you, turn the other cheek so that they can slap the other one. I don't think you should allow yourself to be walked on in that sense, and it can be toxic to let that happen,
Hmm.
or to let things slide just for the sake of being a good Christian. I think that sometimes people need to be held accountable,
Mm.
and yeah.
No, I can't help but agree. I mean, people need to be held accountable in any position they're in, especially in churches.
Exactly.
But would you say this is something that you've definitely struggled a lot more than others?
Yeah. um I've struggled because I I've gone I've struggled standing up for myself for one, and holding people accountable for their actions, because I've always just been taught like, no, be a good Christian, you gotta like always forgive, and like, you know, things like that. So I've struggled standing up for myself, or voicing my word, voicing my opinions, saying what I really think, or telling someone that what they're doing isn't okay, even if the other people around me don't agree with me, because of the fact of how I was raised in religion.
How did you manage to step out of that? Is it just being kicked out when you were 19? You're able to avoid all of that?
So when I was kicked out at 19, there was a big part of me that was still like, that still wanted to be seen as the good Christian person that I
Mm.
was raised to be in the church,
Hmm.
because I was living at a Christian camp, and I went to church every Saturday. The people that took me in were Christian, all of that. So I still felt the pressure from that, and like I had to be someone, or I had to put on this face of this perfect Christian person that I was raised as. And I think that's part of why I had so much mental struggles that year. But over that year, when I was able to have my independence from the controlling family that I was raised under, even though I was still in a Christian environment, I was slowly able to take my own independence and realize like I can voice my own opinions, and I'm not being forced to be here. I can be elsewhere and do the things that I want to, and they may not agree with it. And some people may say some not nice things or may stop talking to me, but that's okay. But it definitely took me a little bit throughout the past couple years to get to the point where I am now, just building up the confidence um to do those things for myself.
Yeah.
Hmm.
When you were kicked out, uh, firstly, I assume I assume that must have been very stressful, right?
Oh,
Being
it
forced out
was
of
very
your home.
stressful.
How did you manage that stress? How did you get past it? Especially because it sounds like the church wasn't the greatest help ever, at the very least.
Yeah. So, one way I managed my stress was by being in nature. It was so beautiful up there. I could walk and just think, have thoughts to myself. The fresh air, everything. It was so nice. I also managed the stress by journaling. I journal a lot. I feel like by writing my feelings, it helps get them out of my head, and then I don't feel like I'm bottling them up because if I'm not speaking them or saying them, I'm still putting them somewhere. So a lot of times, whether it's journaling, sometimes I'll write letters. I'll write letters to people in my journal. Sometimes I'll write letters to God,
Mm.
you know, and it's not something that necessarily anyone will ever see, but it helps me feel like I can organize and compartmentalize
Got it in
my
one.
my emotions and my feelings, my stress. And then a third way was I just started doing things for myself to help my stress because I was also raised in a, oh, I can't really do things for myself because it's selfish.
Mm.
So like one of the ways I did that was by dyeing my hair. I wasn't allowed to do that, but I always wanted to. So I dyed my hair fun, funky colors just because I wanted to.
Hell yeah.
Full
No other
sent it.
reason. I know. I started playing video games with friends because I wanted to. Or when I moved to Salem, I started going out on nights that I still have work the next day with friends because I wanted to.
That nobody is gonna stop you. I mean,
Exactly.
huh. Well, with the idea of journaling, did that help you? Because I see another question you highlighted is tabletop RPGs. Are you are you a DM? Do you write your own stories, or is it just the journaling, like just something
No,
for you?
it's just journaling. I've never played D&D. Mind you, I love D&D. I love watching people play D&D. My brothers have all of the books. I have many friends that play D&D. I just have never been able to get into groups. Actually, no, it's I'm too shy to ask people to put me in their groups. Plus the fact that I've never played, I'm like, I don't know where to start. But I do love board games and tabletop games in general. Playing board games is a way I like connect with people and, have fun. It's great. I love board games so much.
So journaling is, like you said, just something for you.
Yeah.
Do you still journal?
Yeah, I do actually.
Have you evolved into having like basically boxes of journals now, or is it ha, actually how does journaling look for you?
So
Like,
journaling, I have a few journals here and there, and sometimes there are days where I'm journaling day after day, but then there are times where I won't journal for like a month or two at a time because object permanence is a thing, and I forget I have journals. Um, and then I remember I have them, and then I actually journal, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel so much better. Why am I not doing this every day? Um, but also, when I don't feel extremely overwhelmed or anything like that, I don't necessarily feel a need to journal because I don't have all of those emotions inside that I feel like need to be released.
yeah, uh, honestly, that makes sense. And like you said, it just kind of depends on how you're feeling, or also just forgetfulness. So
Yeah.
Hmm.
I know I tend to do that all the time. at least forgetting the things that I need to do or just completely forgotten about.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's why I can't take vitamins every day. I'm supposed to, but I take them for like 3 days and then forget, and then I don't take them for like 3 weeks.
You said vitamins?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I I have had the same vitamin D bottle for like 6 months.
Bert, you gotta take those.
I
Come
know.
on, man. Should I
Um,
start yelling at you every time we're gonna call?
no. How
Vitamin D
dare
shit.
you?
The vitamin D will make you feel a little happier.
That's true. Um, but maybe I'm just gonna move on from this talk about vitamins. So moving away from your biological family, uh, have you developed your own kind of community or your own family, just that's not blood?
Oh, for sure. I have people that I consider my family that aren't blood, and some of those people are like the couple that took me in when I was kicked out. And they're
Mm.
still a big part of the church, and I respect their beliefs. And what I also like is they understand where I stand and they're not judging me for it, and they respect my beliefs as well. And they're my family. They refer to me as their kid, even though they're only like 10 years older than me. And I have like many other people that I view as like my siblings or my closest friends, and they're my family. They One of my friends, when I was short on rent, offered to like, hey, do you want a loan? Like, I will loan to you because of how much they care about me. So I definitely have those people, and they know that they're in my circle, and they know that they're my family in ways more than my adopted family would ever really be.
Do you think that family is beyond biological?
Oh, for sure. It's beyond biological, it's beyond adopted. It's family is what you make it. And I think the movie that really sums that up very well is Lilo and Stitch. Because
Oh, I love
even
that
though
movie.
Stitch isn't technically their family uh, at all, like he's not born into their family, he's still their family. And just like I have these friends and these people close to me that aren't related to me in any way whatsoever, they're my family. They're who I choose.
They're your Ohana.
Yes, they're my Ohana. No one left behind or forgotten.
Hmm.
Ah, love that movie.
How did those, for you, how did those relationships develop? Like,
Um, so the other one was the couple that took me in. The man, he was my boss when I lived in Myvedon. I was a shift lead over the summer, and he really took me in. He got to know me on a very personal and spiritual level, and he got to know like how my life at home was, and he was very encouraging and wanted to be there for me and protect me. And he was like, he was encouraging me to stand up for myself and things like that, even while just being there for a short time. And so I felt like, you know, these people, with only knowing me for a little bit, they genuinely care about me. And so that's how that relationship developed. And then over the year that I lived there, I helped babysit their kids. For a while, I actually lived with them. And so there's that. And then as far as some of my friends, I've met them at various places, whether it's been through work or a friend of a friend, or like one of my closest friends that I consider a family member. I met him, he's like a younger brother to me. I met him when he first came into high school. He was a grade below me as an international student, and he views me as his older sister, and he still calls me his older sister. In fact, I spent New Year's with him up in Seattle.
Heck yeah.
Yep.
I had a question and then I lost it. I was to talk more about family.
do you think that's ultimately a positive change going from blood family to chosen family?
Yes. And I think in my case, it's a little different because
Mm.
I went from adopted family to chosen family and then
Oh, yeah.
kind of back to my biological family because my adoption was a closed adoption, which means the access to my biological family was completely up to my adopted family.
Mm.
And my adopted family wouldn't let me have access to them at all, not even my siblings. Like, I didn't even know I had a younger brother until he was 7.
Hmm.
So, and that's only because my older sister had turned 18 and went to visit them and told us about him.
Yeah.
So, in a way, I chose my family and I was able to reconnect a bit with my biological family. And I can see, like, my biological family does care about me. There's been mistakes and there's still boundaries and stuff that are in place,
Yep.
but they're still my family. But I also see that my chosen family is as much, if not more, of an influence in my life than even they are too sometimes.
Mm.
But it has had such a positive effect on me. I feel like I've grown so much because of it, and I've been able to become more confident in myself and my actions, and I've been able to grow more as a person as well.
With that, do you tend to be kind of an optimist or a pessimist?
Um, Despite all the negative I have faced in my life, whether it's been in personal relationships or familial relationships, I still have a tendency to be an optimist. I tend to think there's good in everyone, and I always give way more chances to people than I should. Um, I tend to be too forgiving because I don't want to see that someone could necessarily want to be that mean or want to do something that hurtful to another person. So I always, give people the benefit of the doubt.
Mm.
Unless I'm driving and then I'm just angry at everyone.
Unless we're driving and then fuck everyone.
Exactly. Everyone deserves it and everyone else should get off the road.
There should just be a single lane for Shannon.
Yeah.
I just need to go fast.
Need to go
Oh,
fast and eat
yeah.
ass.
I knew you were gonna say that.
That's why you totaled your van that one year, right, Shannon? Yeah. Your car or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Totally your car, Shannon?
I was driving fast with not so good tires on.
yeah, and
And
almost died.
I did not die. You know what, I could have, but
I was gonna say, I remember the photos of your car. You very well could have died.
I did roll twice. Yes. And most people don't live in those situations, but
Oh.
I had a piece of glass in my thumb and I came out okay and I made it to my buddy's wedding. That was
Oh my
you
god.
I wow, what a callback. Jeez. I haven't even talked about that on the podcast.
No.
I haven't even told Malcolm about that.
No.
Dang.
what can what can I say? Is I sometimes have a good memory.
Sometimes.
Only sometimes.
Only sometimes.
Sometimes I forget what I did yesterday, so it balances out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to ask, as a post kind of to optimism and pessimism, do you believe nature has more play in the human person's psyche and mind, or do you believe nurture is more important? Uh, both for you and for the rest of society.
I feel like nurture plays a big role because as someone who faced a lot of nature, um,
Mm,
versus me seeing my friends who got a lot of nurture growing up, I can see where like most people would be like fine or confident, and then me over here feeling insecure or, anxious or abandonment issues type of things because I had to face nature. I I don't know. I feel like nurture has more of a positive role. Nature can be helpful in certain situations because it teaches people you have to face certain situations. You don't always have help, and then you learn from your consequences. But if you constantly only have nature, um, you can develop some really intense issues. I feel like, um, whether it's abandonment issues or just anxiety or just being really insecure in situations that most people would feel that there's no reason to be insecure.
So both have their role, is what I'm hearing.
Yes. I do feel like it is, you know, a push and pull kind of thing, but I feel like it would be more towards nurture, but nature occasionally has its moments. So, like an 80-20 or a
mm,
90-10 kind of thing.
okay.
No, I can see that because I mean, as kids, we're complicated beings. I mean, there's so many influences happening at once as from age 0 to age 12, 13. Even I honestly think even up to 18.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But from all that we've talked about, it kind of seems like you're basically a trooper. It, with all the things that have happened to you, you still look at life in a positive light. There's all the dark things that have happened are positive effects in the end because they have shaped the person you've become.
Yeah, exactly. There I don't think if I could go back in time and change things that happened to me, I don't honestly think I would change a lot because it has shaped me into who I am today.
Mm,
That's
I think there's only like one instance I think in my life that I would change, and that's for a whole different reason.
mm,
sure.
yeah.
That's such a hard concept to grasp, though. I mean, to go back and change, or go back and not change things. I mean, if you look at each important moment in your life, I don't know. I would. Sounds like you wouldn't really debate it, but I think I would.
I mean,
Mm.
it would be a big debate. I would be like, "Oh, like how would I turn out different if this was different?" But I realized that a lot of the hard things that have happened in my life has made me who I am, and I am thankful for who I am today. I feel like I am a strong person who still has a lot of empathy, but also doesn't struggle too much to stand up for themselves anymore, which is not something I could say about myself like 5 years ago.
Mm. That's good.
I'm glad that you can feel comfortable in where you are. Uh, but what about you wouldn't go back, wouldn't change much at least. What about the other direction? What if you could see forward? Know where your life was headed. For the sake of this question, let's just say when you were going, when and where, how you were going to die. What would you do with
Um,
that?
Ooh.
I I honestly don't know. And that's only because I would like to say I could see how I'm gonna die and take it with a grain of salt and be like, okay, cool, chill. No, no, I am an anxious person still, no matter how much I would like to say I'm not. And I will become obsessive. And if it says I'm gonna die because of a train, you can bet your fine asses I am staying as far away from a train as I could ever be because
Never touching
no, thank
trains
you.
again.
Exactly. Like I won't even look at train videos on YouTube kind of thing.
That's
I see a train and I'm jump scared.
Exactly.
jeez.
Thomas, goodbye.
Thomas,
Thomas, get the fuck out
goodbye.
of here.
Get the fuck out of here, Thomas the Tank Engine.
No one wants to see you, Thomas. I'm leaving. I'm out.
Ah. Yeah. What so you would just kind of just avoid trains or
Or well, like that's like an example. If I
yeah,
knew how I was gonna die, I would become obsessive and anxious over it. And I honestly don't think I would sleep for like 5 years
you would
if
turn
I
into
only had 5 years left.
that Rick and Morty episode.
Yes, I would turn into that Rick and Morty episode.
The
That
specific
would be
one.
me. The specific one.
Huh. Yeah, I mean it makes sense. Generally people just don't want to die,
hmm
I think.
Yeah, I think that's a very realistic answer of like, I would want to find comfort in that idea, but I wouldn't.
I couldn't.
I'd be fucking pissed. I'd be mad at trains, man.
I think it would take me my entire time right up until I died to find comfort in knowing how I died.
hmm
And even then, I don't know if I'd find comfort in it. I think I would just be like, God damn it, I should have seen this coming because I knew how I was going to die.
Should have seen this train coming.
I know, God damn it.
Would
They're blowing the horn.
Watch
the
it just end up being then a video of a train giving me a heart attack, and that's how I die.
oh shit. Or you just
You
hear the
dodged
whistle
trains
off in
all
the
your life.
distance.
I know.
Well, reading this question again, it says if you could know how you would die, would you want to know?
No.
Would
No.
it sounds pretty obvious because as soon as you find out you're gonna get hit by a train, like peace.
No, peace out. Bye. No thanks. I'm good. I'd rather not know. And and it's not just like I'd rather not know how I would die. I would also rather not know when I was gonna die. So if
Hmm.
I ever am like told I have a terminal illness, don't tell me how long I have left to live. Don't do it.
Hey, but you could be the percentage that beats that time.
You good?
Okay, well the doctors can have that information, and then if I beat that percentage, cool, put me in a book. But like, don't tell me.
Put me in a book.
Just let me live my life. I don't want to know. I'll be stressing out until the very end. If I don't know, then I can at least do my best and like live every day like it's my last.
Yeah. Just don't go by trains.
Just never
Exactly.
touch train.
God damn it, I can never go to a train again.
Have you ever been on a train?
I have been on the
Have you
Max in
ever,
Portland, but
Shannon?
What?
What kind of a question? You're gonna like ask life questions and like dig into people's psyche. Have you ever been on a train though?
Have you
okay, wait,
answer the question?
Have you seen a cat though? Is that something?
does the light rail train in downtown Portland count?
Yes,
I think
that's a
any version
train.
of a moving car on a rail
Okay,
counts as a
because
train.
I used to take the light rail train to school every day for 4 years in high
Oh, she's been
school.
on trains.
She's been on trains.
But I haven't been on like a, you know,
Freight
locomotive,
train?
yeah, freight train. Those ones. I haven't been on that kind of train.
I think that's true of most people.
I've been
Yeah.
on one train. Malcolm, you've probably been on trains. Denver
Yeah.
has subways and shit.
Yeah. Well, no, that's not true. We have light rails.
Oh. But you've been on trains?
Uh,
Oh. You
Yes,
also like trains.
light rails and subways are different, Shannon. Get
God,
it
some
right.
people.
Jesus. Know your locomotives.
Yeah, Shannon.
I don't know my Lokis. All I know is Thomas the Dank Engine.
Yeah.
I don't want to continue because I'll get copyrighted probably.
I don't think that we will, but
Well, we don't make money, but until we do,
mm,
if we ever.
what do you kind of generally think about travel? Do you travel a lot? Do you travel not at all?
I don't really travel, and most of that is because, well, my adopted family growing up, they never traveled.
Mm,
When they adopted me when I was 5, they were in their 40s, so um, they were older. They didn't want to travel much.
mm.
So I didn't get to travel growing up, and then ever since being kicked out, traveling costs a lot more money than I wish it did, so I haven't been able to travel. But
True.
I would love to travel. There's so many different countries and places and even states and cities that I just want to visit. I want to get out there, see places, meet people, get to know the world.
Where would you want to go?
Um, what
Like
are my top?
the first one.
The
Yeah,
Philippines.
is that because you are Filipino?
Yes, because of the fact that my mom and my grandma moved from the Philippines when my mom was 6. It makes me really want to get back there. But I was adopted by white people. I didn't really get to grow up with my culture. I didn't really get to know any of that. And so I just want to see like where my roots are from. Because I've never really felt completely culturally at home, whether it's with uh, my white friends, my Hispanic friends, or even my Filipino friends. Because to like my Filipino friends, I'm not Filipino enough for them, but to my white friends, I'm not white enough for them culturally. Um, so yeah, it just would be great to see where my culture and my roots are from.
Honestly, that's fair. I I think it'd be cool to visit the Philippines, period. But I mean, because you didn't grow up in the culture, it's not like you speak Tagalog or is that the language?
Yes, Tagalog is the main language. I am actually working on learning it right now.
Let's go.
It's very similar to Spanish, honestly.
That's what I hear, but there's some words it's off. It's like completely
Yes,
different.
some words are completely different. Some words the word is pronounced the same and it has two different meanings. And then some words use two different words and some words are the same. Like the same word for shirt is the same in Tagalog as it is in Spanish.
What is that word? Hold on. Hold on. Ah,
Oblivion.
I was gonna say it's something similar to cabeza, but that's head.
Camiseta.
Come, I'm not gonna say it because I'm gonna butcher it.
Yeah, probably smart.
um, it's definitely. I can't imagine having like that struggle. Not being able to quote unquote fit in with your culture.
Yeah, I have often um not been able to necessarily like fit in with any culture. I tend to fit in a lot with like if there's groups of people by I do fit in more with the people in the Asian group, and that's only because even though I wasn't taught about it growing up, I would teach myself about things from like other cultures, and I had a lot of international friends growing up. So that helped a little bit, but yeah, It's a struggle not necessarily knowing where I quote unquote belong culturally wise.
Hmm. Yeah. But how much does that cost to go to the Philippines?
I honestly don't know. I just know I'm still too broke for it.
Yeah, same.
Give
I
me a few years, hopefully.
I I imagine getting there is going to be the most cost, and then actually being there, it's not going to be that bad.
Yeah, and well, it also depends on where in the Philippines you want to stay and what
Hmm.
time of year it is, because the Philippines is made up of over 100 islands.
True. I forget about that.
So it
There's
depends if I want to stay in like more of a third world part of the Philippines or if I want to stay in Manila.
what? Sorry, repeat that again. Manila?
Yeah, Manila is the capital of the Philippines. It is the touristy part of the Philippines. It's more centralized, more cultivated in a sense. There's shopping centers and stuff like that, you know.
Gotcha.
Whereas the rest of the Philippines is often still referred to as a third world country and still faces a lot of third world problems.
Huh. What other places would you like to travel to?
Um, Japan, South Korea. I'd love to go to the Netherlands or
Ooh.
Finland or
Ooh.
Mm,
Amsterdam.
Red light
Um,
district. Red light district. That's like
uh,
the only
I,
place in
I,
Amsterdam that I know. That's unfortunate.
I want to go to Amsterdam because of the book Fault in Our Stars that I read when I was like in middle school.
Actually, correction. There's one thing I also know about Amsterdam, and you're not gonna like it.
What is it?
There's a lot of trains.
Oh no,
Oh.
I can't go to Amsterdam, guys.
they got them trains. We gotta dodge those.
We gotta get out of there,
That
We
guys.
gotta get
wait,
out.
that's where Fault in Our Stars was filmed?
No, there's so in the book, her favorite artist, or not artist, author is lives in Amsterdam, and the guy that she really likes uses his make a wish to take her to Amsterdam to meet the author. And
Cute.
he ends up, and there's a cute like scene that is all described in the book and everything. And ever since I read that book in middle school, I've wanted to go to Amsterdam.
I respect that. Um, but maybe I'm gonna ask you one final question just to kind of wrap everything up. And it's if you won the Powerball, I want to say somebody won it recently because I keep checking it at the gas station. I think it's like 20 million right now. What would you do with it?
Um, well, I would. I don't have any debts, so I would buy myself a car first of all because I'm currently not driving my own car. Um, get my bills paid. You know,
Let, let's go.
an apartment because my lease is about to end, so I would get myself, another lease for a different apartment. Um, I would probably help out my younger sister with some of her bills and a couple of my close friends that are considered my family circle,
Mm.
help
Mm,
them out with their bills and stuff like that, some of their debt, so that they can move on from their debt and hopefully get a better start in their life. And then the rest, or I'd also put some of it towards charity. I don't know which charity, honestly. I just know that I'd like to put it towards a charity. And then the rest I would put in a Roth IRA.
Save it. Save that shit
Yep,
up.
yep. And if you put it in a Roth IRA, that's a safe way to invest your money.
What What is a Roth IRA?
Um,
I don't know money well.
so a Roth IRA is it's a retirement account essentially. So you get the money when you retire, but it's after your tax dollars. So when you get the money back, when you retire and stuff, when you take the
Mhm.
money out, you don't have to pay taxes on it because it's already been taxed. And also, the whole time the money's in the Roth IRA account, it grows.
Let's go.
So it's one of the safest ways to invest your money without being in stocks. It's like a risk-free way of investing your money that is better than just a regular savings account.
Huh.
So
So
yeah, I
help
would
out those you can and invest the rest.
exactly
Would
because
you?
I've lived in low middle class, low
Mm.
class for way too long. I'm tired of struggling financially.
I get it. I think everybody listening kind of gets it. Unless Elon Musk is listening, then fuck him.
I
Fuck
know,
that
right? Can
dude.
he just
Fuck
give
that
me a portion
dude.
of his money? Can I I'm tired, man, and the middle class basically doesn't exist anymore.
Mm.
No.
So can he just you can share your money. Give me your
Hey,
money.
Elon Musk, if you're listening to this, you freak, give us some money.
Exactly. I'm not telling you to become communist. I'm just saying contribute a little, help out.
Or he could become communist and
Yeah,
make a
you're right.
country.
Exactly. Up to you. He'd probably try to turn California into its own country, but they already tried
Muskistan.
doing that.
I think he'd probably go for Texas, right?
Actually, that
Yeah.
makes more sense than California.
I think
Where's all his
California would
factories
hate him,
though?
and Texas. Oh, that's a good point.
He's have to outsource his
He would go
factories and shit.
over to his emerald mine.
He has an emerald mine?
Well, his family
Emeralds?
does.
Give me
Oh
emeralds.
yeah, that's
I'll
right.
sell them.
That's how he got his money.
Yeah, just throw me some emeralds. I'll figure it
Yeah,
out.
actually, yeah. Don't give me money. Just give me the emeralds.
I'll be a villager. Huh. um, I think this is kind of just a fun way to wrap it up.
All right.
Elon Musk, fuck you. Give money to
Yeah.
Ash.
Fuck you,
Money
Elon
that
Musk.
directly to Ash. Ash, what's your PayPal? Don't say it. I
Don't say
think that
it. Don't
people
say it.
use that information for bad things too, but
You guys want my banking info instead? Okay, cool.
oh yeah,
Oh
my routing
yeah.
number.
I'm gonna edit that out. Don't worry, Malcolm. It's all for us. She's fucked.
jeez, fuck. She'll
My social security number too? Okay, don't mind if I do.
She's fucked.
never get
What Roth IRA? The Bank of Shannon?
Shannon, joke's on you. I have $3 in my bank account currently.
That's
Well,
three
they're
more dollars than I
mine
have.
now.
But thank you, Ash, for hanging out with us and just kind of getting to know you and kind of all
Yeah.
your opinions and stuff you've been through. It's been really nice.
Of course. And if you ever want to interview me again, I'm down. Just let me know.
Yeah, of course I would let you know. I just won't. I won't out of the blue just text you and be like, now
Now,
This
interview.
minute
interview now.
here.
Hop on Discord right now and
So
let me interview you. Yeah, no.
Well, thank you so very much, Ash. And
You're welcome.
you know who else deserves a thank you?
the wonderful people who have helped produce this podcast, aka Nadia
Yeah.
Diaz,
Round
Arthead
of applause.
Creations. Woo!
Uh,
Hey! And her link is to her Instagram is in the description, and then Jensen's music and stuff is also linked in the description.
check
And
out
also,
Knocking on Doors for his musical tea time. It's very good.
like in the cold open.
Yeah, like in the cold open we did about it.
About it. We also have an email. Email us questions so we can ask Ash questions that you send in. Or if you want an interview, just email. It's
It isn't just that.
waiting.
We can also ask other people. I mean, I guess we can ask Ash too, but like,
We can ask Ash again. You'll come
Yeah.
on the podcast again.
Yes,
Someday.
I will. Someday, 30 years from now when you guys are really famous.
when we're all old.
I doubt it. Elon Musk won't have given me money in 30 years, so I don't think I'll be making any money.
Might not have done it by choice.
Just put a gun to his head. FBI
I would
listening.
never officially do that.
I would never, on the
We
record,
would
do
never
that.
threaten Elon Musk. He's a fine man. And Shannon, wrap up the podcast so that I can.
Yay! Thank you again, Ash. We will talk to you guys, everybody, next time on the Jed.
Jed.